What is up, guys? I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we are going to be revisiting ketamine, largely because I absolutely hated it the first go, and I told you guys I was going to try R-ketamine, S-ketamine, racemic ketamine. However, in this video, what we're going to be doing is revisiting S-ketamine, which is currently the form of ketamine that is prescribed for treatment-resistant depression in the form of Spravato. Sounds like bravado. And to better line up with how it is actually prescribed, what I have done is I have created a tincture. You know, it's a nasal spray, so you can actually just go right up the nose with it. It's empty right now. I already filmed it. I'm doing this intro probably like a week after filming. Largely the point of this video is to see how compounds affect me differently now that I'm being on the testosterone, the TRT hormone replacement therapy. I have personally noticed things like cannabis, acid, mushrooms, pretty much everything I've tried, kratom, all of these things seem to affect me vastly different now that I'm on the testosterone. So not only is this video me taking another stab at ketamine, but we're also going to be taking it how it's prescribed for depression, and we're going to be taking a higher dose. In the first run, we did 60 milligrams, but now we're in the high dose range, and we're going to hit 80 milligrams. Of course, I don't recommend that anybody watching tries ketamine. Just because we're doing something that is currently prescribed for treatment-resistant depression doesn't mean that this is legal in most countries, and it also doesn't mean that you should jump on board and try this just because I'm doing it. I'm doing this for documentary film purposes and for safety. And don't get it twisted, just because these videos are, made to be slightly entertaining, I'd like to hope, the aim isn't to entertain, it is to educate and keep you guys safe, and the point is to teach you all about test kits, because a lot of you guys don't know they exist, and it's thanks to test kits that you can take compounds like this and not die. And if you're currently not testing your drugs for, say, fentanyl contamination, you 100% need to, and more on that is coming soon. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into this video. I just need to make it absolutely crystal clear that we're not recommending anybody try anything, and this is all for education and harm reduction at the end of the day. Cheers, guys. Hope you guys all enjoy.
According to YouTube guidelines shown here, videos which intend to educate are documentary by nature and do not glorify the use of drugs. Those abide by the community safety guidelines and are eligible for monetization. The following video does not glorify the use of drugs. Instead, it attempts to be non-biased while delivering vital life-saving information disguised as entertainment.
The issue that I see with ketamine is it's sometimes cut with things like crystal meth, or more common these days, fentanyl. So what you want to do is follow the link in my video description and pick yourself up a fentanyl contamination kit. This will tell you if your supposed ketamine or whatever drug you have is cut with fentanyl. You also want to watch my first ketamine video where I went through the entire gamut of reagents. That's right, I visually show you what it actually looks like to test it, the color reactions you should see, and I'm not going to repeat that again for this video, so if you do want to see the full reagent testing guide for, safety reasons, follow the link to the other ketamine video. And yeah, let's get on with this experience. Hope you guys all enjoy. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now, and we're going to see how this feels. I can smell the ketamine in it. Yeah, it's like I can smell that it's a drug, but it's definitely not burning in the same way. That's good. Let's do the other nose too. Let's keep it even. Oh no, I can still taste it. Instant drip, yeah. Yeah, I can still taste it. It didn't necessarily work. It's still got a burn to it. Oh, it's not as bad, but it's yeah. It's still not the best. Oh, I need a drink. Let's get the rest of this out here. I can taste it already. It's got this like, oh, it's foul. It is foul. Honestly, not as bad though. It doesn't burn nearly as much, but it's not so much. Actually, no, it's not really burning at all. Maybe like a slight tingle. It's more so just, I really don't like the taste of it, but I'm just being a baby, right? Let's finish her up here. Oh, that's all we're getting. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a little tiny bit left, but I'd say we got pretty much most of it. At least 75 milligrams worth of that. taste it. Oh, I can taste it in the back of my throat. How do people take this as an antidepressant? Like, how do doctors prescribe this? Where's the shroom chocolate? I'd rather have the shroom chocolate. Me being a baby aside, it wasn't as bad. I'm just going to get a drink. Not feeling anything yet, you know. Just waiting. Heart rate's at 67 beats a minute. It's slightly elevated. God, I'm such a baby. I just don't like stuff in my nose. I don't like the feeling, okay? I never have. You know when you get like a plug nose, like a stuffy nose, just from having swollen, can't think right now. Sinuses. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. When your sinuses are swollen and your nose is all stuffy, oh, that feeling really, really bugs me. My whole life, I've never liked it. Just anything to do with this area. Just not for me. Pretty sure just my reaction to that experience alone, it's like a great anti-drug ad. You know, I'm not faking it. It's so unpleasant. I don't understand how people enjoy that. There's actually people who enjoy that. Mind-boggling. Granted, like if I had to compare, sublingually is way better. I don't mind the taste. Like when it's in my mouth, when it's in the back of my throat, it's different. The taste is perceived differently, right? So when it's like sublingual, I actually don't mind it. Bad tasting stuff doesn't bug me, but yeah, there's actually people who enjoy that experience. If I were to compare doing it this way, dissolved in water, versus just like a line of the crushed crystal, way more comfortable. Did not burn, really. Like, no, it didn't burn at all. No, shockingly. A little bit of irritation, but like I would hardly consider that burning. Now we wait. I don't remember how long this is supposed to take. I'm a little curious, though, how it's going to be different. So far, everything, when combined with, being on more testosterone, has been more pleasant. Like, cannabis, for a while there, it started to intimidate me. It wasn't really scary. I just didn't enjoy it, you know? So it's like, I'm not going to do something I don't enjoy. But past few nights, I've had it to help me sleep because I've had some problems sleeping, and not only has it helped me sleep, but it's given me more vivid dreams, which is neat, and better ability to lucid dream. Yeah, that's strange, huh? I know cannabis, when it's used habitually, suppresses the ability to dream. And a lot of people, one of the first things to report when they get off being, daily weed smokers is, wow, I'm having dreams again. I find it interesting how in the beginning, it can actually enhance dreaming before it shuts down dreaming. I wonder why that is. Maybe what it actually does is it enhances your ability to dream, which then desensitizes you to dreaming because you're dreaming too much, so your brain's like, shit, overload. I could be totally off base. I'm just coming up with random theories as we wait for these effects to try to keep this a little bit more interesting than me just sitting here and you watching me make sour faces. So weed has actually been pleasant. Shockingly. What else? We should move this a little bit closer. I'm kind of far. My acid trip was extremely manageable. There wasn't really any fear. Maybe at one point, like a little bit, but it was situational anxiety. It had nothing to do with the actual drug feelings. The mushrooms were definitely intense, but not overwhelming. And by overwhelming, I mean feeling like you're pushed to take a trip killer. No. Like I honestly, I exaggerated in the video. Like, don't get me wrong, I was scared and I was tempted, but it wasn't like during that mushroom trip, the chocolate mushroom trip. It wasn't to the point where I was like holding the trip killers and I was like fighting it off. Like, I've been there before. No. I was in my bed and I thought about it, but then I was able to brush the thought aside. I probably made in that video sound like I was like really thinking about it. And I did for like maybe a few minutes, but it was only like a few minutes where I really thought about the trip killer and then I let the thought go. So yeah, overall, I've been, I think what happens is because your testosterone is heightened, you feel more confident. Lights are getting a little bright. I'm feeling a little slow, like mentally slow. It's starting to feel like my voice is coming from further away, if that makes any sense. I sound like I'm further away from myself. I guess that's what they call it, a dissociative. It dissociates you from you. Interesting. Honestly though, man, once you can do those, once you can explore high dose mushrooms, high dose acid, just DMT in general, I don't think any of this stuff is going to come close to being scary. I mean, granted, I've said this so many times, the dose makes the poison. In high doses, I'm sure it can get freaking freaky, man. But like, this is considered on Psychonaut Wiki a high dose, but you know, it's not like a crazy dose. Once you're used to psychedelics, these other classes of compounds just, yeah, they're not as freaky, I would say. You kind of get, you get used to freaky. I'm not saying it can't be scary. I'm not saying you're immune to scary experiences, because you're definitely not, but you're better equipped to handle them. I'm sitting here farting. I'm just basking in my own stench at the moment. That's all I can smell. It's just those lingering, those really hot, heavy. They're on the verge of being moist, but they're not. And it feels like they come from the depths of hell of your bowels. Like, yeah, those are the kind of farts that this is pulling out of me. The kind that have this really heavy waft. It's almost like you can feel them. How's that for a visual? My chest is real sore. I killed it yesterday. I've been building this home gym because of, all this shit going on. I want to be at a real gym. Trust me, I do. It's not possible at the moment for where I live. So I built a home gym, and I got this new cable. It's like, it's supposed to makeshift for the actual, like a lat pull down, like a cable machine, but it's actually just like one little pulley that you attach to the top of a squat rack. Ugh. Man, I was whipping this weight so hard that the other end of the pulley that's attached to the cylinder with the plates on it was like swinging like a pendulum. I've got a mirror there, right? Glass. I'm doing these like, up to 40 pounds on this thing, and it's swinging like a pendulum rapidly. I should have filmed the whole thing. The whole time I was thinking, oh my God, it's going to smash into that glass and shatter, because, I was really in the workout. Like just squeezing them out with supreme intensity. Anyway, the day after, being today, I haven't actually felt muscle pain in a long time, and that's how you know that your body has gotten used to your workouts. So once you finally do something new, and the muscle actually hurts, it's like, oh, this bitch is growing. Good. That it's a myth. You don't need to feel muscle pain for the muscles to grow. In fact, I would say 90% of my muscular growth that's happened recently, I haven't felt any pain. I don't know, maybe I'm just lucky, maybe it's a side effect of TRT, but the days after the workouts, I feel no pain whatsoever, and I'm getting stronger. So considering that, when I do feel pain, it means that I really pushed it hard, which, as long as I eat right now and give it the proper rest, my chest is going to grow pretty good. And where the hell am I going with this? What the fuck am I talking about? I'm talking about working out, and I'm supposed to be filming a ketamine effects video. I'm really just sitting here waiting for the effects to intensify, and I think this is it. Here we go. 75 to 80 milligrams, high dose ketamine. I feel fine. I mean, I feel it. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel it. The effects, I think, are obvious. I'm talking more. I feel more social. I didn't really feel like talking at all before. So yeah, I'm talking more. How does my body feel? The lights are a little brighter. I feel good. This is like night and day different from the first experience, where I felt really like uncomfortable and this is so different, honestly. Wow, that hormone therapy makes a massive impact in how these drugs affect you, because it almost feels like a different compound. Granted, the dose was a little bit higher, but I would argue that the dose higher should have pulled forth more of its debilitating features out. Like before I was saying I felt really heavy. Either it just hasn't come yet, which is unlikely. I mean, maybe, but I'm not really feeling heavy. I feel fine. Movement feels fine. It just feels freaking bright down here, and I feel more sociable. Fucking fascinating, man. All right. I'm honestly hoping that something else happens, because that was a pretty nice sized dose. The absorption of already having it pre-dissolved in the liquid would have been optimal. Doing it that way is going to make it come on real fast. There's no, chunks of crystal to worry about having to dissolve in your mucous membranes. It's already pre-dissolved in the water, so it should just come on just like that. So we might still be waiting. It's like a drop left. Why did I just pour it right in my mouth? Why am I licking my hand like a cat? It's ketamine. That method is much preferred. Now that the nasty taste has, all gone to pass. My nose isn't plugged from it. No burning. Yeah, much preferred doing it that way. I would highly advise anybody watching to not fucking take ketamine. But if you're going to, that route of administration, far less painful. I just really hope this doesn't impact my workout that I have to do later. God, what have I turned into? An awesome person. Why would I not be concerned with exercising? It's something fun to look forward to now. Building muscle? It's exciting. Me strong man, like pick up heavy things, put them down, new places. Pick up one place, move it, put down new place. Ah, very fascinating. There's definitely an urge to put on a show. But it's funny being on a dissociative. No, there we go. There's some of the effects bleeding in. I can see the part of me that wants to put on the show. And it's almost like there's another part of me that's like, why are you doing that, man? Just cut it out. You don't have to put on. I get it. I get it. I don't have to put on a show. But I'm filming this. I'm trying to make it, into something that's entertaining and educational, so that viewers pay attention and they stay safe and don't hurt themselves. I'd mainly like to bring to light that I still don't understand the addiction potential for this. Like, to me, this is just whatever. Like I said, this experience is very different from the first. I'm not feeling heavy. I'm more sociable. I imagine if I was with people, I'd probably be enjoying talking. And maybe this just shows how much kratom affects some people. But I find the effects of even just 3 grams of kratom to be more enjoyable than that heavy 80 milligram dose of ketamine that I just administered up my nose hole. Like, as in more enjoyable, like, feels more euphoric, more relaxing. Yeah, better. Which again is a pretty tiny dose. Like, a lot of people who are addicted to kratom are dosing like 10 Gs plus at a time, which is insane. I would be vomiting all over. But yeah, ultimately what I was trying to point out was I don't understand how people get addicted to this. I mean, everybody's body is different, right? And I'm giving you guys a live example of how these drugs can affect you in different ways at different points in your life. I have, due to chemical intervention, changed the balance of hormones in my body, which I'm showing you that has changed how this has affected me. Like, beyond my mindset and, set and setting and all of that stuff, just on a hormonal level, I believe I'm feeling it differently, primarily because of that. Like I said, I'm not feeling that same heavy vibe. Like, having a different balance of hormones has made this feel like almost a totally different drug. This is why a lot of people say they enjoyed smoking weed when they were younger, and then when they're older, they don't. I mean, maybe when they were younger, they had more testosterone. That's why they enjoyed it. Who knows? Like, I'm saying the testosterone makes a difference with weed, but maybe not. Maybe what it comes down to is, we don't realize that as we age and as we just grow as people, our bodies are always changing. Even on a day-to-day basis, you're going to have a different levels of neurotransmitters, primarily depending on how much sleep you got, or how much coffee did you drink that day? How much has that depleted you? What foods have you eaten? Have you exercised or not? Like, there are so many factors at play all the time that are changing the actual chemical composition of our bodies and minds, meaning the drugs are always going to affect you in a slightly different way. But these differences are more pronounced during longer bouts of abstinence. So like say you tried a drug 5 years ago and now you try it again 5 years later, it could feel like a totally different drug because your brain has changed dramatically in those 5 years. And it's not always bad. A lot of people think that the drugs always change to being less enjoyable, but that's not always the case. Depending on lifestyle factors, they can be more enjoyable. Like maybe if you started exercising, right? You lowered the amount of cortisol, stop jerking off as much, you're going to have less prolactin buildup. I would say that these experiences are going to feel very different if you have lower prolactin and lower cortisol, and that is a lifestyle choice. So it's like, say a year ago you were like a jerk off machine, and now today you maybe only fap once or twice a week. I would say that would have a dramatic impact on how these drugs affect you for sure. So I find it interesting to revisit drugs that I used to say I didn't enjoy just to see how, you know, my brain and body has changed, because the drugs are going to offer like a direct window into that. As for this one, I'm still sitting here waiting for something to intensify. I don't think it's going to. Like the lights are very bright. I don't really like it. Heart rate's at 73. Before I said it was like 66 or 67, barely increased. The 73 could just be from me like talking more excitedly and moving my hands and shit. So it's not really having too much of a physiological effect on my body. Very strange, very unexpected. I was expecting to be hit a lot harder than this, which is something that I think lines up with being on higher testosterone. I have actually found overall, when it comes to all compounds, oh, it's a nice gurgle, I am so much less sensitive now. And like you could argue that that's a bad thing, like it's good to be sensitive, but it's in a good way. It's like before I was over the top sensitive to the point where things would scare me easily. Now I'm still feeling them. Like I'm still sensitive to the effects. Like I know something's going on, but I'm less afflicted by it. You know, it doesn't bother me to the same degree. I'm more apt to just find some positives in the experiences now, versus before I think I had my magnifying glass out looking for the negatives. Now it's like I'm not seeing the negatives as much, and maybe that could also be another factor as to why they're feeling differently, because I'm not actively looking for problems with them in the same way. Like I can try, but it's like it doesn't even work the same anymore. I think it's because before I was feeling a lot more scared, which again could be a direct reference to testosterone, which makes you feel more confident, right? So it's like that confidence changes the way these drugs or psychedelics affect you. At least for me. I can't talk for everybody. Everyone is so unique. It's impossible to blanket statement anything. Speaking of blankets, we got our new trip blanket here. It looks like this black and pink one is going to be a staple. Jasmine's gone and ordered more. You guys showed that you really wanted it, and she's ordered a ton more. So if you want to go pick one of these up, go to psychsubstance.shop. I actually love this one. This is my new favorite one. I went from hating this design to being like, this is nice. I feel like I'm offering a disservice to the blanket right now. The blanket's like, you must only wear me when you are tripping. You are not tripping. What are you doing? Disrespecting the blanket. Yes, blanket. You're right. But, you know, feeling a little cold, so can you offer me some of your warmth, please? Oh, much obliged, sir. Adam, why are you acting so fucking weird? I don't know. Maybe I just shot ketamine up my nose. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm just weird. Who gives a shit? I can confidently say at this point that the effects are not really going anywhere. At least they're not intensifying. They've plateaued. I'm waiting for them to drop down. I just wish we could turn off those damn lights. They're too bright in my eyes. I also like to point out that not everybody who goes on TRT experiences being less sensitive to drugs. In fact, I've read a lot of people saying that after they started testosterone, they were more sensitive to drugs. So it's like I can go both ways. I'm liking the direction mine is going in, though. I actually feel like a tiny bit tired. Just a little. Like I could lay down. All right. We're going to take a pause. I'll be back. All right, here we are. I've got a tuna sandwich with vegan mayo, vegan barbecue sauce, and mustard. As if any of that made any damn sense. Let's see how she tastes. That is delicious. I am such a fat ass. It has not altered my lust for food even a little bit. I'm still hungry. Anyway, I think that concludes this video. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button. Let me know in the comments below which compound you would like to see me try next. Considering they all affect me so differently now, they're all basically fair play. Everything's new again. It also, I think, benefits the cause because it demonstrates on so many levels the effects of these compounds and how they can affect the same person totally differently, different times of their life, depending on what they're doing. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Go to psychsubstance.shop, pick up the Hooded Trip blanket, and I feel fine. I haven't felt too altered this entire time, which is wild. I'll see you guys all later.